Dumelang. Let's start with question 11. In the diagram, triangle ABD is drawn with the coordinates of A being -2 and -1, and the coordinates of B being -10 and 3. D is the center of the circle. Since D is the center of the circle, it means that DF will be equal to DE because those are the radiuses of the same circle. ADC cuts the circle at F, and AF is equal to FD. That makes point F the midpoint of AD. E is a point on the circle, so that CE is a tangent to the circle at E. A tangent to the circle will always be perpendicular to the radius. The radius there will be DE. Therefore, DE will be perpendicular to EC. Then you're given that BC is perpendicular to AB. I don't know if we need that for now. Let us go to let's go to A. We need to determine the equation of the circle with center D. I decided not to just say the notes. Instead, I decided to write everything that I have to say to you instead of just saying it without writing it down. And the first thing I wrote is that to find the equation of the circle, we need the coordinates of the center and the radius, or a point that lies on the graph. Or basically here, it is the point that lies on the circle, at the circumference of the circle. We have only been given the coordinates of the center, but we are missing either the radius or a point that lies on the circumference. F is actually not the center. F is basically I don't know why I said it's the center of AD there. F is the midpoint. Oh, that makes sense. We can say that F is also the center of AD, but it is actually the midpoint of AD, and F lies on the circumference of the circle. We need to use the midpoint formula to calculate the coordinates of F by taking x of D, adding it with x of A, and dividing that by 2. That would be -4 plus -2 divided by 2. And the y coordinate will be y of D plus y of A divided by 2, which will be 5 plus -1 divided by 2. That's how you will find the coordinates of F. -4 minus 2 will give you -6, and 5 minus 1 will give us 4. -6 divided by 2 will be -3, and 4 divided by 2 will be 2, which will give you the coordinates of F. The x coordinate of F is -3, and the y coordinate of F will be 2. We are going to use the following equation to find the equation of the circle. You will notice that it is similar to the distance formula. It is the standard form of a circle. We have x minus a, all of it squared, plus y minus b, all of it squared, should be equal to radius squared, where A and B are the coordinates of the center and X and Y are the coordinates of a point that lies on the circumference. As I've said, R squared will be radius squared. We only need the center and the radius to determine the equation of the circle. Here the radius is not given. Use the coordinates of the center and the coordinates of the point on the circumference to determine the radius. Now, the only point that lies on the circumference will be point F. However, the coordinates of the center will be the coordinates of D, where X is -4, and the Y coordinate of the center is 5. The point on the circumference has the coordinate, X coordinate of -3, as well as the Y coordinate of 2. Where there is X, I will substitute -3. Where there is Y, I will substitute 2. Where there is A, I will substitute -4. And where there is B, I will substitute 5. Inside the first bracket, you will end up having -3 plus 4 squared plus 2 minus 5 squared. Simplifying this will give me 1 squared minus 3 squared. 1 squared is 1, and when you take -3 and you square it, it will come out positive, but it will come out as +9. You will end up having 1 plus 9 is equals to radius squared. Therefore, your radius squared will be 10, and your radius will be square root of 10. For us to find the equation of the circle, we only need the coordinates of the center as well as the radius squared. Now we've got the radius squared. Where there is the X coordinate of the center, we will substitute -4, and where there is Y coordinate of the center, we'll substitute 5. In the first bracket, you will have X minus -4. In the second bracket, you will have Y minus 5. All of that will be squared, will be equal to 10, which is your radius. And this is the equation of the circle. Now they want us to calculate the coordinates of C, which is B. To determine the coordinates of C, you will notice that C is the point of intersection of line BC and AD. We need to start by finding the straight line equation of line AD or AC, as well as the straight line equation of line BC. Let's start with the equation of line BC. You will notice that with line BC, I can't find the equation because for me to find the straight line equation, I need one point that lies on that straight line equation, which is B, but I also need the radius of that line. And for BC, we do not have the radius. So now, what are we going to do?